Hello, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Today, I would like to do these two things from the list. The first one is be able to load the game when something changes without having to restart the whole server. And the next one is to get rid of the standard library as much as I can from the game code. Not the platform, but yes, the on just the game code side. And the reason for that is it's a bit annoying that there are a few differences from compiler to compiler or to uh, platform to platform. Or I guess I should say from compiler to compiler. So for instance, one of the uh, the most frequent issues that I found is the formatting for the printf, right? I think in Microsoft you can't use LD. You you have to use D or something like that, and then on Unix you have to use LD or otherwise you're gonna get a warning. Um, then I recently found or I faced the issue where str and len was not defined because apparently it's not from the standard and it's like an extension. Uh, so if I recall correctly, this was using DCC. So yeah, I want to get rid of those small little issues because I mean I could understand this case if we were talking about something more complicated, but we're talking about str and len. Like it's not that complicated. We're just counting characters from a buffer. That's it. And just because of this, I don't know, extension nonsense, I was not able to compile one of my projects, and I had to work around that issue, and like it's not worth it just for that function or things like that. Like I don't wanna have those cases in on the code. So that's why I'm gonna get rid of the standard library on the game code as much as I can. Uh, And to be honest, I don't know if I'm using the standard library that much on the code, but I want to get rid as much of uh, as possible. But yeah, let's begin with the first task, I guess. And for that, let me see if I recall this. So when I build the game server, okay. So what's the executable? This is Linux game server. And from here, I'm only calling functions from the game server file, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, that seems to be the case. So let's go ahead and build a new call, and I want to get rid of everything except this. I don't know, packet. I guess I need all of this. I don't know about the max connection. And then in this, I'm gonna say echo building library or game server library. And then here, I'm gonna say echo building game server platform or now let's say building game server executable. There we go. And then at the top, I guess we can add a echo building login server executable. There we go. Let's go ahead and get rid of those quotes. I don't think I need those. So, okay. And then, you gotta get rid of that. Not sure about this. Okay, let's see what's the output for this. Sounds good. And then, whoops. And then, what was the parameter for the TCC to get a library file? What the fuck is going on? Why is it taking this long? Did it hang? What? What? Okay. Um, alright, so which one was the flag? Shared and art dynamic, I think it is. So in here, that's gonna be shared and art dynamic. So this one creates the library and this one exports uh, all the functions to be used later in the platform code, I believe. Okay, so now what if I try to build? Okay. Seems like the library was successfully built. And then I guess I can include this packet like so. Build this LT string size. I guess I can include the LT string as well. LT string C. Build. Okay. So now the only thing that we're missing um, are these game server calls, which we're gonna update. So go here and I don't know if I want to include the header still. I guess we can include the header as well. So for this we're gonna create a new basic struct, which is gonna be game server lib, something like that. And then we need the handle. And from the handle, I think we can um, well, you know what? We can also add the callbacks. So we need game server new con, game server disconnect, and finally game server request. And then we're gonna add a new property to know if we have to reload the library, right? So if we make a change on the library, we wanna automatically reload this so the latest version gets executed. So this is gonna be last time loaded or something like that. Okay, and now I'm gonna say static struct game server lib. Perfect. I'm gonna fold everything. Lovely. And now I'm gonna create a new static function to load game server lib. We're not gonna ask for anything. And now we're gonna use these functions that I left on my notes. This is gonna be DL open and DL close, and what's the other one? DL error, I guess. We can print those messages and DLM sim. There we go. Okay. For now, we're gonna assume that we always need to load the library, and then we're gonna add the behavior to check if the file is changed. So in order to load the library, what we have to do is lib.handle, and then we can use the tlopen function like so, and we need the file name, which in our case is gameserver.lib. So when I use .lib, sure, why not? Okay, so let's use that as the name of the library. And the flags, we're gonna send uh, rtlt lazy. There we go. We're gonna check if for some reason we don't have the handle, unless we wanna print some error. So in here, unable to load game server library. And then luckily we got the DL error function, and we're gonna exit. Um, yes. Although, I'm gonna add a stub or empty function so we don't have to check for nulls. So I'm gonna say game server new connection is gonna be empty game server new connection, and this is disconnect and request. Disconnect and request. This way we can always use these handles and we don't have to check for nulls. Now we have to define these functions. Game server, copy the definitions. There we go. Static, 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 empty, empty. I don't know if empty is a good name for this, but let's use a source so we don't get any unused parameter errors. I guess we can do the same here. Where we do have the session, the state, the buffer can be null, so I'm gonna do this. Avoid getting unused warnings. And then finally this last one. Session. There we go. Empty game server new con. That's the same. Disconnect and request. Okay. And now we're getting this errors because this does not match. This is, this doesn't match the function signature, but that's okay for now. Or empty game server request, empty game server request. Yeah, it is the same, right? Yes, it is. Okay. All right. So now we can load the functions. And to do that, we're going to be using DLM sim. So again, we're going to do this on the handle, try to fetch the, sorry, this is the handle, try to get game server new con. Why am I getting, okay. All right. So if for some reason we don't get the function handler, we're going to do the same here. We're going to say, well, try to load this, the empty function that is, game server request, request, whoops, request, and finally, game server disconnect, disconnect, and disconnect. All right, and now we're gonna, I guess that's it. And to prevent leaks, close if the library is already open. So we're gonna say if we do have a value in the handle, we'll try to close it with this. There we go. If I recall, yes, there we go. That's pretty much it. And I guess we'll also want to print an error for this. So we're now unable to load game server new connection function. The same for this request function. And finally, disconnect function. Okay. And last time loaded, we're gonna say equals to now, basically. Like so. This is lib. There we go. Okay. All right. So now, before, no, actually we can load the library here. So, network listen, and then when we call this, before doing anything, we're gonna load the game server lib. And sorry about this, I gotta use underscores. So in this project that I'm working on, I'm trying to use this or well, yeah, this different uh, style where you don't use underscores, but instead you basically write the whole thing in one chunk and that's it. And I gotta say, it's nice. I'm not sure yet if that's the style that I want to follow, but it's definitely nice. So yeah, very well. Let's see if we can compile. Probably not. Line 17. Where's the issue? Linux game server. Okay. Line 17. What are you talking about? I do have the column here. What? Maybe the time is not defined. I think I gotta include this. Time t. Is that it? Okay. That apparently was the issue. 68 now. What's the problem? Empty game server request. Empty game server request. Undeclared. What? Okay. So apparently I'm having typos and I can't see them. Uh, great. So now that I got this, I have to include the library for DL, and let's see if this works. Seems like it doesn't. Why? Oh, yeah. Okay, we're getting there. Now getting our new connection. What's the problem? Oh yeah, right, because we're not using those handles yet. So here I'm gonna say lib. Am I using the same games are new connection? Games are new connection. Nice. And the same here. And the same here. And I think that's pretty much it. See? 106. 106. Maybe it's because of this. In here, I have to gotta define the types properly. I don't know if I can have these empty parentheses and the compiler will assume, well, you can send whatever uh, parameters you want. Let's see. Not quite. Okay, so let's not be lazy and let's do game state. Uh, I'm gonna put this here. There we go. And then struct game state struct game session void buffer and size tn. And finally, for the disconnect, I just need to send the state and the session. Now, hopefully this should work. Not quite there. Uh, why are you complaining about this? Oh, because this doesn't return void, but instead it returns this. There we go. How about now? Hey, look at that. All right, so now, in theory, we should be able to run the server and then make changes, compile, and everything should work as expected without having to restart the server. Let me quickly check on the flow. So every time we get a new request, we call this, and then if we get a handle, we close it, then we open the library, we set some default functions. Okay, we got the new connection, game server request, and the disconnect. Yeah, seems like everything is in there, so let's go ahead and give it a try. Gonna be game server. All right, maybe not. Oh, because I get a. Do I have to compile again? Game server. I'm not getting the game server.lib. I think that's the issue. Like, why am I not getting the. So what if I use game server lib? Okay, so now it's there. What? Okay, I guess we're gonna use underscore lib instead of the dot. Whatever. Still not. Oh, I think I gotta use the dot slash thing. Maybe not. Okay, I think that's fine. Yeah, I think this is fine. Okay, so we're loading the handle, but we can't find the functions. Why is that? Game server new connection. This should be fine. Yes. Game server request. Game server request and game server disconnect. Game server disconnect. So everything seems to be there. Unable to load game server new connection, request and disconnect. All of them are failing. Oh, that because okay. The condition is not correct. We gotta check if we don't have a pointer, then that means we don't have the function. There we go. So now if we go to the game, come on. Is it on high graphics or why does it take this long? Options. Yeah, everything is low. Well, whatever. So test. There we go. Log into the world. Okay. And it's doing that because I got the gamepad. All right. So now, how do we make sure that this is working? Well, we can go to the game server code and when we move on move request or maybe on move, uh, we're gonna go ahead and add a new log. So the player is moving. So now we should be able to compile and without shutting down the server, what the fuck? What just happened? Okay, for some reason it went crazy. Let's try that again. I'm gonna comment this out. I'm gonna compile again. Start over. And let's see. Okay. So yes, everything is fine. Now let's add this log. Am I doing something crazy here? No, I'm not. Okay. So now compile and um what was the message again? The player is moving? Okay. I don't see the message. Oh, yeah, there we go. The player is moving. There we go. And we can actually make it a bit more noticeable. So I'm gonna go ahead and go crazy like this, compile again, and hopefully now when I move, we should be able to see. Hey, there we go. The player's moving. Okay, so as you can see, we can make changes live into the code, compile, and then all the changes are gonna be reflected the um, in the game, which is quite handy. Now, we don't want to load the library every time we get a new request. Instead, we want to load the library only if it's required. For that, we're going to be using this function, which I didn't totally get from Stack Overflow. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. And I'm going to say always initialize your variables. I don't think we need any of this. We can just go ahead and do that. And the path is going to be this one, just like this. Okay, and then say printf enable to check if the game server library changed. And I'm gonna say 0. We don't wanna mm, don't wanna return the actually, how do I wanna do this? Well, I guess I can do uh, game server lib changed. Then I'm gonna say if lib last time loaded. So I'm gonna say turn 1, otherwise return 0. And we can also update this, or do we? Like, I don't wanna, I guess I can return this and be done with it, like this. And then I'm not sure if this is a long, or what's the value? Okay, so now this is gonna be time t, and then I don't know if I need the types, but I guess I'm gonna add it either way. Struct stat. Well, I don't recall the proper. Yeah, where uh, the things are defined, so I'm not gonna add the comments yet. And then we'll return this. Then int uh, library change time game server lib change time. I guess we can say like that. And then we can do if the library is isn't guess we can do that. Lib last time loaded return. So if it didn't change um change time. So the first time this won't uh be true because this is going to be 0. And then we gotta remember to update this to this. There we go. And then the next time we're gonna check, and we gotta do that. We gotta check for equality as well. So if this is bigger or equal, then we don't need to load the library. And then I guess we can add a message saying game server library loaded. Okay. And now, since this is from the platform, we do have to restart. So let's go ahead, build. And with this, we can be sure that we're loading the library only when it's needed. So now we got this message, and now let's try it out. Okay, and now let's make a change. I'm gonna get rid of this message. I'm gonna recompile, and luckily, there we go. We're getting the message game server library loaded. And can I move? Seems like no. I don't know why is that happening? It's a bit weird. For some reason, the packet gets messed up. That shouldn't be the case because we're not doing anything fancy. But I guess I'll have to investigate what's going on. There's always a catch. Okay, so let's try that again. Okay, so we're not seeing the loading message, which means this is working fine. And now I'm gonna say log. Hey, this is a change. Compile, and what do we got? Games are library loaded. There we go. And now I still can't move. What the fuck is going on, bro? Why is this thing causing issues? Like, it doesn't make any sense. whatsoever. Okay, let's go ahead and try again. Is it on move? Okay, let's try adding the message somewhere. Bold. In the game server request. Okay, so let's compile. Go again. Open up the game. Got that, and we don't have the loading library. Only at the very beginning, which is fine. Now, if we make a change, for instance, in here, compile, we don't have the message. Where is the message? Oh, there we go. So that's a thing about the Windows terminal. For some, like sometimes it hangs, and that's because you got like chunks of text selected, and then you gotta click outside or something like that, so the message or the UI gets refreshed. But as you can see, we are getting the messages in here. Um, what if we do another change, compile, and then hey, look at that. Now we got these exclamation marks. Okay, so this seems to be working fine. Yeah, we'll say that. Which means we can get rid of this and all of this because we no longer need it. There we go. Now I wanna see if I can get rid of the STD calls. Um, or why not? I think we can do that fairly quickly. Before that though, I think I wanna comment this. I don't know if I need the max connections in here. Max, max connections. Yeah, I don't think I need it in here. Although I think I do because I'm using that on the game state. And I did it again. I gotta use the underscores in here. Game server live. Can I compile this? Yes. Okay. Uh, yes. If I recall correctly, in the game server we're using the max connection stuff. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Which means I need it, so I'm not gonna get rid of that. Okay, so this all seems to be fine. Uh, what about this? I think I should return a time t in here as well. Yeah, so it matches what I got on the struct. This all seems to be fine. All right. We can stage that as well, and we don't want to do we we don't want to add the library nor this. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the library. So add or allow to load the game server code as a library. This allows us to make changes in the server and see those live without having to restart at all. Comment. Okay. And now let's see if we can get rid of the STD. We don't use anything in here. That's fine. Indian game request. And yeah, we don't have anything in here. This seems to be fine. Auto string. Auto auth. Okay. Alright, so for the assert, define assert expression. If I recall correctly, this was something like this. So if the expression is not true, we're gonna try to write to the 0 position. And I think we gotta say this is a volatile int. The type, I guess it doesn't really matter, but let's go ahead and say it's an int for now. Okay. Let's make this pretty. Alright. And I guess we wanna also say if it's not defined, define it. Alright, so with that we can get rid of that. Size t, I guess we can define that to be unsigned long size t. But I don't know if I really want to add this. This may cause issues because this type is platform dependent. And I don't think we're gonna have issues with this, to be honest. So I guess we can get, we don't need to add that. The integer types, we're gonna leave that as well. The string, this one, we don't want to. So let's get rid of that, and we can also get rid of the printf as well. Okay, and then login request. I think this is gonna mess the login as well. Well, I don't think so because the platform, yeah. So uh, the login server gets compiled as one unit. We don't have two files like we do with the game server, so that should be fine. All right, so let's see if we can compile. Seems like no. And this is fine. All right, so um, printf, yes. How do I wanna fix this? This is, I see, Linux login server C43. Okay, so let's keep the standard for the login server, Linux login server C. So I'm gonna add this, whoops. And I guess we need memset and things like that. strn compare. And we also need stdio for the printf. There we go. Linux packet login server request. And we're getting the same issues in here as well. And from the Linux storage as well. Hmm. Maybe I think I'm gonna leave this for another video. Seems like we gotta do a lot of updates. Um, and I'm not sure how do I wanna Linux storage. Let's see what yes. We do want to get rid of the and this gets used in the login server and the game server. Um, yeah, and I don't think I want to use the same names for these functions because it may cause issues. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna wanna call it a day, and then we can later decide how I want to do this. But for now, I'm pretty happy that we can make changes in the code, and we can see those live in the server. Okay, so let's make sure that I push this. Um, yeah, this is all fine. Push. All right, guys. Um, I guess this is it. Hopefully I'll come back with a new video soon because I'm still missing one from the 2 weeks that I took off. But yeah, hopefully I'm gonna be back soon. In the meantime, uh, do take good care. And also, if you like what I do and if you would like to support me, you can do so in the coffee page. You can see more information about that in the link, and that's in the video description. Alright, guys, take good care.